I'm just done with it. I don't like the flag. I think it's a piece of idiocy. I don't understand why it changes every bloody week. I don't know who makes those decisions. I don't like the acronym and all the mystery surrounding it. I don't like the fact that the LGBT agenda, whatever that is, increasingly dominates the school system. I don't like the fact that it's targeted at young people. And I think the surgery, the gender-affirming care movement, I think it is Nazi Auschwitz level awful.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are meeting me for the first time, my name is Clevy and it is so nice to meet you. You guys, this is Pride Month. I know a lot of you are already aware, and this is a video a lot of you also recommended that I should check out. This is Dr. Jonathan Peterson as Pride Month grievances. I can't wait to check this out. Let's hear what he has to say.
Having this interview in Pride Month, and so what are my thoughts about Pride Month? Well, the first thing I would say is that you should be very careful what you name things. And pride is not a virtue. And I've brought that up with people before, and their objection always is, well, they don't really mean pride. People are just trying to affirm their own identities. And, you know, fair enough, I suppose, to some degree, but that was the name that was chosen, and that's the name that stuck. And pride is a cardinal sin, and there's a reason for that. And the reason is that pride means something like stubborn refusal to change when evidence of error is accruing, and it's not a good thing. There's a real tinge of narcissism, sexual narcissism, about the whole pride spectacle. And, you know, do people have the right to express their sexuality the way they see fit? To some degree, if it's consensual and among adults, but generally among human beings with any degree of civilized comportment whatsoever, it's a pretty damn private affair. We tend to be private in our sexual conduct as a species. And so this isn't exactly private. And it's also the case that identities based on something as narrow as sexual desire, let's say, aren't identities at all. They're pronouncements of subjection to instinctual whim. And I also have a real problem with the idea of the LGBT plus, etc. community, because it's not a community. And it's especially not a community right now because the trans pushing, gender affirming butchers and liars primarily target young people whose most likely outcome on the sexual front is homosexuality. So the transgender affirming butchers and liars are differentially destroying the youthful gay community. And that's not a community by any stretch of the imagination. And there's a famous conservative thinker, Chesterton, and Chesterton has a concept, the fence, and Chesterton's fence is based on the observation that if you're walking somewhere you don't understand and you come across a fence, you should probably not tear it down because you don't know what it keeps in or out. And the Pride movement has torn down a lot of fences, and maybe some of those fences needed to go, but all of them didn't need to go. And there's plenty of monsters coming out to play now. And I would say that's especially true on the transgender affirming side. And that's why we're seeing this butchery in the medical community, abetted by idiot allies and driven by greed. And those aren't the worst monsters that exist. And so if you tear down enough fences, you're going to find out what they're for. Now, I read recently, like this week, that support for gay marriage is plummeting. Right. It's like, well, keep pushing. You're going to lose everything you've gained. And I'm not celebrating that at all. That's not the point at all. But like, I'm just done with it. I don't like the flag. I think it's a piece of idiocy. I don't understand why it changes every bloody week. I don't know who makes those decisions. I don't like the acronym and all the mystery surrounding it. I don't like the fact that the LGBT agenda, whatever that is, increasingly dominates the school system. I don't like the fact that it's targeted at young people. And I think the surgery, the gender affirming care movement, I think it is Nazi Auschwitz level awful. That it should not only stop, and now, as they've decided to do in the UK and in most places in Europe, but I think all the people that were involved in the surgical transition of minors should be imprisoned. So there's a lot of house cleaning to do on the pride side of things. And I don't believe that a celebration of an identity that encapsulates something like 3% of the population before it became a fad is inclusive in any manner whatsoever. So I think pretty much all of it's a lie. And it's a dangerous lie. And it's a lie with real monsters hovering on the edges. And so, and like, enough, as far as I'm concerned. Enough pride in the churches, enough pride in the bloody banks. I don't want to walk into the Bank of Nova Scotia and be celebrating pride. It's like I want to go and put my money in or take my money out without any political idiocy, and certainly without any celebration of sexuality. I don't know what the hell the banks think they're doing. And the churches, well, that's just, for the churches to be flying pride flags, it's like pride is the cardinal Christian sin. Right, so what the hell? What's going on with the flags exactly? What exactly are you celebrating here? Tolerance. It's like, yeah, tolerance of vice is not a virtue, and pride is a vice.
Oof, that was definitely a mouthful. He has touched on so many topics, so many things. I feel like let us talk more on. First is the name. I know pride. First of all, I'm not in the community, so in case I say things that are not correct, please feel free to correct me. I'm an ally, of course. So I have friends who are in the community, and honestly, they've taught me that we can both coexist. Do you get me? So, like, in case I say anything wrong, please just let me know let me just know the correct explanation to it. And so for pride, I know that it is be proud. That is be proud of whatever you are, whatever you stand for, whatever you feel like you are, be proud about it. And that's what we're about pride. Not as that virtue, not as the sin and the all. No. It was just be proud, right? Be proud of what you are, be proud of who you love, be proud of what you are. Do you get me? So, like, that's just it. And now it talked about the monsters coming up from these communities. Now let's talk about this. When they talk about these communities in schools, I have a problem with that, honestly. I have a problem because these children shouldn't even be exposed to these things yet. So they have no business learning these things in schools. They have no see, honestly, I was talking with a friend the other day, someone in the community, and we were watching a TikTok of the other day when one of the someone in the community was actually calling out another person in the community, and it's like, okay, I think it was everywhere. The person is a teacher, and the student was asking, what do we call you? Do you get me? And he's like, he doesn't know what to tell the child that they should call him or them, or do you understand? It's like he was calling them. It was like, come on, you have just say the basics. What it's really a lot in this community because he said every day the flags are changing, and it took a while for me to know the other blue, pink, white flag. I think that's for the trans, I guess. I might be wrong for you guys. And the rainbow is for everyone in the community. But you guys, it is here, it is happening, and I am of the opinion that you be free to love whosoever you love. And also, it is okay for people to come out to say, "I don't like this community." I feel like their head shouldn't be on the stone for saying they don't like a community. And I also feel people who say, "Oh, I like this community," you should not also bash them like, "Why do you like this community?" I feel like at the end of the day, we just have to be careful around all of these things. I know I'm aware of some of the monsters he's talking about, some of the things that you're doing in schools and all of that. Your young children, they have no, I will still stand with it. They have no business learning whatever that is at this early stage. Their parents are already doing a lot. We have some of them that they are not even giving phones and all that. They're already giving a lot. They're trying to curb it because they're like, whenever they feel like they are of age, they can get exposed to all of these things. But for now, little children have no business. They have no business with all of this. Do you get me? Like, when they grow up, I'm of the opinion that when they grow up, when they're matured enough, they can assimilate whatever is happening because So do you get me? So I know that some of the things that happen these days, I even see fellow people in the community calling out fellow people in the community. So it's not just people who are into the community, coming out. But honestly, at the end of the day, you guys, I say let love lead. Let's all be respectful. Let us, learn to be. We can both coexist. If anyone comes out to say they don't like the community, don't come for them. It's their opinion. If someone comes to say, I like the community, don't come for them. It's them like in the community. If someone said they are in the community, go, be free. Do whatever you want to do. Let love lead, be human. That's my take on this. And his right is everything he feels like is wrong is valid. Do you get me? Like, I'm not coming here to listen to this video and bash him. No, it's always beautiful hearing everybody's different opinion. That's the beauty in diversity. So yes, whatever issue he has expressed, good. Do you get me? Like it's valid. I mean, it's Jordan Peterson. Do you get me? Like he's expressed some of the things he has, and that's for you. Another person will come out and say how the love and support is still okay. Do you get me? Like all of us can all coexist. That's all leave you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.